Welcome back to another pastry lesson. If this is your first time here, don't forget to click subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Today we're going to be making a baked Alaska, and we'll be cooking it 3 different ways so you can decide which is best for you. So we're going to start by making a little bit of a cheat ice cream here, which is just by taking 3 ripe frozen bananas, cut into small pieces, add to that 5 milliliters or 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then blend in a food processor until smooth. Make sure you scrape down the sides and push all the larger pieces of banana down to make sure they are fully processed. Okay, so once you've got that smooth, just add in 100 milliliters or 4 tablespoons of double or heavy cream, and then blend again for just about 30 seconds to incorporate. And now your banana ice cream is ready. You could serve this as is. However, for this recipe we're going to place it into a couple of chef rings and just smooth off the top. You could also place this in a plastic container and keep in your freezer for up to 3 months. And as per usual, I'll put all the recipes in cups and grams in the description below, as well as all the equipment I use. So once you've got your chef rings filled, place them in the freezer for at least 4 hours or overnight. Now let's move on to the Swiss meringue here. So this is just egg whites and sugar, and the golden rule is 50 grams of sugar per egg white, and each egg white will cover 1 of these baked Alaskas. I've actually only done 2 in this video, but I did end up using 3 because I wanted to do an experiment on different ways of cooking. So we'll start by adding our egg whites and our sugar into a metal bowl. And we'll place this over about 1 inch of simmering water, making sure it doesn't touch the water itself. And we'll place it on a low heat until it reaches about 60 to 80 degrees centigrade or 140 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, while gently whisking the whole time. Once it reaches temperature, you can take it off the bain-marie and take an electric whisk on full speed and whisk until it reaches soft peaks for this first version. I prefer soft peaks for this because I think it looks better and I have better control with the blowtorch than if I was going to use an oven or the flambe method. If I only whisked it to soft peaks for the flambe or the oven method, the trails that come out could burn very easily. So now your meringue's ready, place it into a piping bag with a star nozzle. And then we'll build the Alaska by placing a sponge disc down, followed by the ice cream, followed by the meringue piped all over, and then blowtorch. So for the next two methods, I'm going to make the same recipe Swiss meringue, but this time I'm going to whip it to stiff peaks. So for the oven baked, I'm going to start with a sponge disc, top it with my banana ice cream, and then pipe on my Swiss meringue. And again, I'm using stiff peaks here because if I left it as soft peaks, the trails left behind would burn in the oven. Another reason I prefer Swiss meringue whipped to soft peaks rather than stiff peaks is because when you whip it to stiff peaks, it can be a bit foamy and dense rather than light and fluffy. So for this baked one, you're going to place it in your oven preheated to maximum temperature for anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes. Just keep an eye on it until it's nice and golden like this. So for this last method, we're going to do flambe, which is the same process as with baked. However, this is my least favourite, and you'll see why in a little while. It's very hard to control the temperature of the alcohol burning, and you tend to find that sometimes you get a very burnt base to it and very little browning on top. So whilst I'm piping this meringue, I've got some whiskey on a low heat on the stove just to warm up. You don't want to boil it. And once it's warm, you pour it over the top. And then set it on fire. And I'm going to keep this in normal speed so you can see how quickly it browns from the bottom up. Now some people prefer their meringue like this because it reminds them of toasted marshmallows, but if you ask me, the burnt flavour ruins the rest of the dessert. Anyway, that's about as far as I'm willing to let this go, so let's blow out the flames, and we'll just finish the top of this with a blowtorch as normal. However, you'll notice that it's incredibly harder to blowtorch once it's wet from the whiskey. Anyway, there's your 3 different methods for cooking a baked Alaska. If you like this kind of thing, make sure you like, subscribe and comment so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you next week.